They're the songs people of my generation grew up with. Do You Really Want to Hurt Me and Karma Chameleon. Throw in a generous and artfully applied dose of electric blue eyeshadow, some coloured cornrows and that trademark black fedora, and you should know where we're heading.
A gay icon with an androgynous past, a hankering for lovers rock and dub rock, a penchant for feng shui, a resume that includes a stint with the New York Department of Sanitation, and a preference for tea over sex. Ladies and gentlemen, the undeniably bland Boy George.
Good
I've got
morning.
an androgynous future, not past.
Oh, speaking of androgyny, was that a clever marketing ploy, or was that how you lived your
It was
life?
an accident of birth. I mean, as I've got older, obviously I've got more masculine, although I hide it well. But when I was a kid, people always used to say, "Who's your daughter?" I got that for years since I was 6 years old. Everyone thought I was a girl. So I got called names since I was really young.
Well, the comment was, of course, you know, when you're in Culture Club, especially when you had the long hair, that you were very pretty, that you were too
Well, I am
pretty.
very pretty.
And you still are very pretty. But you're right, you do have a more of a manly look these days.
No, but the thing is, I think I always used to think I was more feminine than I was, and I suddenly realised I was just like a rugby player. I was in denial. You know, sometimes what you think you are is the opposite of what you really are, and I think as I've got older, I've realised actually, you know, I'm not in the slightest bit feminine.
Would you
I'm an Irish builder.
would you say you were mistaken for a girl from the age of 5 or 6? Was it because of the way you dressed, or
Just because I just sort of, you know, had kind of like girly look, you know. I think my mother used to dress... No, I'm joking. I just had that sort of very kind of androgynous look when I was a kid. And then, you know, I used to get really angry when I was a kid as well, because I used to really hate it. What's your daughter's name? And I'd go mad. Of course, then I embraced it. And
Yeah.
life was fabulous.
yes? I've read somewhere that it upsets you or it annoys you that more of your contemporaries didn't embrace homosexuality, or they embraced homosexuality, but they didn't tell the world about it.
It's not... Because it makes me sound like I want everyone to run around going, I'm gay, but... The thing that people don't understand is that because there's a few gays on telly, everybody thinks they understand what it's like to be gay. It's like putting a cushion up your jumper and pretending you know what it's like to be pregnant. You know, when you're gay, it's a whole different thing. And when you're gay and open about it, it's with you every day. People make comments, and you see that the world hasn't changed. So, and also, if you talk about it, it's like, oh, you're going on about being gay all the time. It's like, well, yeah, because I am.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't have to
exactly.
go on about being straight, because everything embraces you.
But
Culture
that's the
embraces
thing.
you.
I mean, you know, I don't walk around all the time and saying, oh, goodness, I'm heterosexual.
But you don't have to. That's the thing. When you're gay, especially if you're gay and you're a public figure, you're always being forced to manage your sexuality.
Exactly,
in
the
different
point.
situations. And I just got to the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm gay. If you don't like it, get over it. You made me. It takes two of you to make one of me, so shut up.
Understandably, they call you a gay icon, for want of a better term, really. Kylie, though,
Yes.
how does that work? Now, Kylie is embraced so
You know what,
wholeheartedly.
I've been working with Kylie, and we did some clothes for a show, and I never really understood it. I always just think, what is it? But having met her now, and sort of, you know, spent time with her, and she's actually a very sweet girl. And I think it's that kind of camp thing, you know, because her show on New Year's Eve.
But what kind of camp thing?
It's this kind of like, I don't know,
the dress-up disco
It's a
thing,
dressy
isn't it?
thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I don't know what it is. You know, she just has a charm. She's a Gemini, right? So
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
she has that kind of inbuilt kind of charisma.
Does her music have something to do with it?
Her music does, but I mean, you can never separate anyone from what they do or what they wear. I don't know what it is. I mean, I think she has her diva moments, from what I hear.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well,
Good
I'm
on
sure
her.
everybody does.
She's
But,
beautifully
I think what it is
managed.
that she, you know, her show at Christmas, I remember when I was there recently, there was a part which was really, really gay, and I remember one of the sort of guys went, oh, do we have to watch this? And I went, yes. And I think the fact that she embraces gay culture, and, you know, a straight person is much more able to kind of push it in people's faces.
You've actually done some work with her fashion-wise as well, haven't you?
We made her a
Which I was
cozy.
really interested in.
Well, I actually sat up for 3 nights and made her outfit. And
What,
when she
by
rang me, she
hand?
was like, yeah. No, I beaded it all for her. Me and my little niece, it was very funny. We sat there for just, I was just laughing at the whole kind of irony of me sitting there making trousers for Kylie, but you know, that's like...
They weren't hot pants though, were they? Because we've done the hot pants.
No, we did these kind of mad, we're a bit like this, but with, we put like Dame Edna on.
Oh, yeah.
I stuck her boyfriend in a teacup, and it had like, Kylie prefers tea to sex, you know.
And I did read something as well that you were saying that she's got very good manners, and it seems
She
to be a
has, yeah.
recurring thing that I read about you, that manners are terribly important.
Well, I mean, I get into trouble because, you know, when I talk about people that I've had run-ins with, You know, people think I'm just attacking them. Well, actually, no, I've had personal situations with people like Elton John, Madonna. So I do feel, you know, that it's my right to say what I think, but I have taken a vow of silence on bitching about other celebrities, because it just makes them more important when they're not.
You mentioned it. Am I right in saying that you've done some recording with Kylie? The
We've worked on a couple of songs together, yeah. We haven't actually, you know, decided on what. I'm hoping that we will actually get something on the record, because I'd love to write something for her. She can sing.
Yeah, she can sing.
You know, she can actually sing very well.
And you can write, clearly.
Yes, and I'm very snobby. I mean, I always get asked to write for people, but now that I've met her, what it was, she came to my show in London. I did this little show in London, and
as
she
a
got
DJ,
up.
or?
No, singing. It was about 2 months ago, and she got the whole place up dancing, and I just thought it was very sweet, because most famous people wouldn't bother.
Yeah.
And she really did make the show for us, and it was great, you know, and I thought, bless her, you know, Kylie-tastic.
Can I talk to you? You're here to do some DJ gigs for the Mardi Gras and some other venues around. What makes a good DJ?
You have to kind of, like, read the crowd, you know. I mean, I'm a party DJ, and I think these sorts of events are perfect for me, because I love soulful records, you know. I want to make sure that people have a good time. It's not dissimilar from singing, it's just less personal.
I was going to say, is there a performance attitude?
Of course, you know, because people.
component?
I mean, if you mess up a DJ set, believe me, people are.
They'll be booing.
There's lots of, you know.
But
it's very personal. So.
What makes you? I mean, you're world renowned as a leading DJ.
Yeah.
Why are you so good at it?
It was a total accident. I just was at a party once, and somebody was playing a cassette of this rancid music that was going round and round, and I said, "Why don't you get someone to play records in here?" And they said, "Well, you do it," and then it became a career.
Is it a career? Was it a conscious career choice? Because I would imagine, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the enormous success of Culture Club, you know, 33 or 4 or 5 million records, would certainly give you a financial base to make decisions
Do you know
that
what?
you choose.
I mean, the thing is, I'm not very responsible with money, it has to be said. That's a trait I got from my father. My father was a terrible gambler.
So you're saying it was all there and it was a great time?
I mean, I've never really been motivated by the sort of house in France, you know, materialist things. Although I'm seen as somebody that's into that. I don't care about things like that.
Yeah.
I'm much more interested in people and ideas. And the money thing, I mean, I never planned to be the kind of artist that I became. You know, when I started Culture Club, that wasn't what I was planning. I was planning to be something else, and suddenly all little girls started throwing teddy bears at me. It was like, what's going on?
What were you intending to be then?
I wanted to be Bowie. It was lock up your sons, not lock up your daughters. And all old ladies wanted to kiss me. It was so funny. And I was like, you know, I guess in life that's what happens. You know, you sort of go out there and thinking, I'm going to do this. And life turns you on your head, you know.
There's a remarkable body of work that you've been responsible for. I mean, a remarkable body of work. There seems to be so much...
People forget very quickly.
But also a lot since Culture Club.
I know of your history, but then I was reading and I was staggered to see the amount of work. And a lot of unreleased stuff. Why is it unreleased?
No, it's not. It's all on YouTube. I use the internet. I basically download everything for free. I do everything myself now, because I got to the point with things like MTV and record companies, you know, people that really have no right to be commenting on your work. You know, they have no say, and, you know, creatively they should have no say. They should just get on and sell it, but they interfere. And not having a record deal is frustrating to a point, but it also gives you great freedom.
Are they worthwhile? Sorry, record companies worthwhile still?
Oh, no, not at all. They're banks, really. They're just banks that wear jeans. They lend you money. That's all it is. You know, when you're a kid, you think, oh, the music industry is going to be so creative, and it's so boring.
Well, it seems that such a small percentage of musicians actually get a go in such a very defined area.
I mean, at the moment, there's a band called The Gossip. I don't know if you've seen them. There's a little kind of chubby girl, and she's like, thank God, you know, we've been waiting for you. It's like a vision, you know, it's a fantastic little girl.
She's not thin and blonde with
She's
big
just
boobs.
Brilliant. She's big, you know, green jumper, belt round it, you know, punk rock. And it's like, finally, things are going to change, because that's what you need. You need kids to kind of start investing in bands that aren't manufactured, that aren't on reality TV shows. And this band have come out of nowhere from MySpace. And it's like, God, there is a God. Fat girls are back in, right? That's it. We're happy.
I was reading an interview where you said you'd like to speak to Jesus about Leviticus.
Oh, you see, my brother David became a born-again Christian at Christmas.
At Christmas?
At Christmas, yeah. I think he was being cheap, because he gave us all Bibles. But the thing is, I think what he doesn't realise is that my entire band are born again Christians. It's just one of those things that happened. I didn't pick them.
Yeah.
But all of my bands are born again Christians. So, you know, he thought he was kind of enlightening me and like, oh, I've done the Christian thing, don't try it.
But did he think he was saving you from yourself, saving
No, I
you
mean,
from
saving him,
drugs
I
and
mean,
rock and roll?
it's his thing, you know. And listen, you know, I don't, you know, I absolutely respect anyone's faith, but it's kind of inappropriate to give a gay man the New Testament. You know, it's like.
Which
but I
page
did
are you
explain
on?
that to him afterwards, you know, and it's fine. And when I talk to him now, it's like he has to fight preaching to me. You know, it's like, David, I've met Gloria Gaynor. I understand the routine. Don't worry. But good for him, you know, if he's happy, you know.
You seem to have a really kind of normal take on life and yourself. And I'm wondering, you know, how did it affect you when you had to get out on the streets of New York? And because you didn't really seem fazed by it at all.
Well, because, you know, it's like, it was this kind of insinuation that I should feel like less of a person, you know. It annoyed me. So, just the fact that with all that crap about falling from grace, I've never met Grace. Who is she? You know? And it's like, oh, you're going to be made more humble by who? See, the thing is, my attitude is that I was brought up as an alien. I was made to feel different from 6 years old. Why would anyone expect me to have the same morality as the judge in New York or the sanitation department? I don't. I can't think like them. And it's too late. You know?
Did it seem like an unrealistic sentence?
It was very funny because there were points where I'm like, literally, I'm wearing an orange jerkin. Not good.
I know, it just didn't work for you, the colour.
Well, I'm being photographed in the morning with no makeup on. I mean, that was the only thing I hate about it, but I was working with some really funny people and they actually made it pleasant because I expected it to be hideous. And it was the first day.
Yeah.
Was, you know, photographers, every time I picked up a piece of paper or certain things sent them into a frenzy, like bok choy or a sack. Or it got to the point where I actually knew what the photo op was. You know, I was like, oh, quick, the sack, here they go. And they were going to a frenzy. Because I've been doing this for long enough.
Pause for the close-up,
Absolutely, if the broom went over my shoulder, it was like, oh yeah, Dick, you know, Dick Turpin. It went mad. But it was surreal, I have to say. There were a couple of mornings when I'm not a morning person. There were a couple of mornings when I thought, I really would love to kill all of these people. But
just finally before we go, does a cup of tea still replace?
Well, you know, you can't go wrong with a cup of tea, can you? Doesn't answer you back. Doesn't say it has a headache.
It's not often disappointing.
No, it isn't. It doesn't do that thing, you know, it's not you, it's me. That old crap, you know. I need time to think.
I love it.
It's so delightful to meet you. Thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you for gracing us with your...
Oh, God, it's fun.
With your, I was about to say pleasure. Well, presence at least, that'll work. All right, we've got lots more of 9am to come this morning. Back in a moment.
Our love is strong.